Recently, Cracky4 released the new Bee Biome in 99 nights. The update added new bees, new weapons, new items, and an entirely new mini biome. But honestly, I feel like this update is still missing something. What if we added a giant queen bee, a bee crossbow that slows enemies down, and a completely new weapon that fires live bees instead of bullets? And here's the best part. By the end of this video, I'll add all of these ideas into Roblox and show you what the queen bee would actually look like inside the 99 nights. So make sure you watch until the end. But first, we need to turn all of these ideas into real 3D models. That's why today I'll be using Meshy AI. It's an AI that can turn text prompts or even simple images into fully functional 3D models that you can use in your games. And honestly, I'm really curious to see if AI can create models that actually look like they belong in an official 99 nights update. And we'll start with the most important one, the queen of all bees. The process turned out to be surprisingly simple. First, I described my idea with a text prompt. My prompt looks something like this. A gigantic, low-poly queen bee with huge wings, massive stinger, sharp claws, and an intimidating black and gold appearance. Then Meshy generates a complete 3D model. After that, I can export it straight into Blender or Roblox Studio and use it in the game. Let's see what it comes up with. Wow. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a result this good. She already looks amazing, but I still feel like she's missing that intimidating final boss vibe. If a player walks into the Bee Biome for the very first time and sees her, she should look so dangerous that their first instinct is to run. Here's how I imagine the mechanic working. The queen bee never attacks first. She simply wanders around the biome, keeping an eye on the player. As long as you leave her and the other bees alone, she's completely peaceful. But the moment you attack her, or even accidentally hit one of the smaller bees, the entire swarm instantly becomes aggressive, and the queen bee starts chasing you across the whole biome. That's why she needs to look as terrifying as possible. Luckily, Meshy has a brand new agent. Instead of starting over from scratch, I can simply tell it exactly what I want to change. For example, make her look much more aggressive. The best part is that all of this happens right inside the chat. You just explain what you want to change. And now, that's much better. Now she actually looks like the queen of all bees. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to see this thing in the middle of the night. But if we're adding a new boss, the player needs a new weapon too. So my next idea is the Bee Crossbow. Instead of regular arrows, it fires giant bee stingers. If you hit an enemy, it doesn't just deal damage, it also slows them down for a few seconds. And while the poison is active, they can't attack at all. I think this would be the perfect weapon against cultists. To create it, I first made a very simple concept drawing. Just a quick sketch. Now I'll upload it into Meshy. And within just a few seconds, it turns into a fully detailed 3D model. Honestly, this feature impressed me the most. Watching a simple drawing become a complete game-ready asset in just a few seconds is pretty incredible. Now all that's left is adding textures, and that only takes a couple of clicks. Just look at the quality. These are the new 8K AI textures. Even when I zoom all the way in, everything stays incredibly sharp. You can clearly see all the tiny details in the wood and metal, even the small scratches. For game assets, that level of detail is really important. But good-looking models aren't everything. If a model has too many polygons, it can hurt performance in-game. That's why Meshy lets you control the target poly count. You can choose exactly how detailed you want your model to be, making it easy to optimize assets for games like Roblox. It's a really useful feature when you're creating game-ready models. And finally, I wanted to come up with the weirdest weapon I could possibly imagine. The bee launcher. A cannon that shoots live bees. No, seriously. Instead of firing regular projectiles, it launches tiny bees. They automatically find the nearest enemy, fly toward them, and start stinging them. So technically, it's not even a cannon. It's basically a portable beehive. Another thing I really like is that the 3D agent can generate multiple models in the same style. That way, all of the new weapons look like they were actually made by the same developers for the same game. Now all that's left is exporting the models. It literally takes one click. After that, I can continue working in Blender or import everything directly into Roblox Studio. Well, this is the moment we've been building up to. Let's see what my version of the Bee Biome looks like inside the game. And honestly, I think it turned out even better than I expected. Here's the queen bee. She peacefully wanders around the biome without paying any attention to the player. But the second you attack her, or even one of the smaller bees, she immediately becomes enraged and starts chasing you. And here's the Bee Crossbow. One hit, and the enemy is instantly slowed down. Now they can't attack for a few seconds, making this weapon incredibly useful against cultists. But my favorite weapon has to be the bee launcher. It fires tiny bees. They automatically find nearby enemies, fly toward them, and attack without any help from me. Honestly, I'd love to see something like this added in a real 99 Nights update. If you enjoyed these ideas, let me know in the comments what else you'd add to the Bee Biome. And if you want to turn your own ideas into real 3D models, join over 10 million creators using Meshy and give it a try yourself. Got an idea? Meshy it now at 50% off via the link in the description. See you!